Good evening and welcome. Welcome to my live stream here to fight CPS and stop taking our children. I'm your host, Bob Pace. I've been on here for a long time, since October of 2023. That's 19 months continuously. I'm on here twice a day, 7 days a week. There's 14 live streams I do. And I'm on during the weekdays in the morning at 10 a.m., then on the weekends at 8 a.m. Then nighttime, I'm on 7 days a week at 7 p.m. They're 1 hour live streams, and it's all at the Pacific Standard Time. I'm broadcasting from the West Coast of Los Angeles. And I, too, was a victim of CPS. I've been fighting them for 15 years. Now, I'm not a lawyer, but a loving father and a husband who's helped raise 6 children and has over 42 years of marriage experiences. Now, I'm here to help you with your CPS case. I've come up with 5 rules that will help you. I wish I'd known about them because I would not have had a case. But a lot of you have something in common with me. You've encountered a rogue CPS, meaning this government entity has turned out bad. In my case, it was horrible. There's retaliation, there was deception, there was not transparency, and they lied. They lied all the time. And it started out for the first 5 years of allegations by a layperson who was my in-laws. And I did not know that they were doing this, but they were, it's my wife's mother and father and her 3 sisters and brother. And they would call once a week and allege that mom and dad weren't taking care of their children right. Ridiculous stories. We weren't feeding them, weren't bathing them, weren't clothing, weren't taking them to school. And every time I met with a social worker, I proved them. I had on my house on numerous occasions. I wasn't hiding anything. I have a beautiful home. It was a beautiful, beautiful home. It was my forever home. But I lost it to CPS, thanks to them. I was faced with reality that I needed a real attorney. I tried to use the court-appointed attorney, public defender, and it was terrible. So I needed a real attorney, and the only way I could do it is to sell my home. And that was a nightmare to do that, to sell your home. To sell your home. Well, I'm glad you came in here. I had a few people this morning. Some of you always come in late, and hopefully right now, there's somebody that's showing up early tonight. Now, as far as what you can do with this live stream, you found me on Facebook fighting CPS. And it took you to this YouTube page that I'm on. And I'm using StreamYard as the software application to transmit and interact with you guys. Now, besides taking notes and listening, you can send me emojis. You know, you can send me hearts, smiley faces, thumbs up, or even stars. Also, please check below to follow me. And if you want to know what I'm on, check the notification button. Also, please write some reviews. Now, the number you see on my screen, 888-888-6582, is the law offices of Mr. Davis. He's my attorney that I had hired. I had to sell my home, but I did hire him. I was about a year or 2 late when I hired him. I started my case in 2015. My children were kidnapped at the early part of, the summer of 2015. It was bad. It was bad. The whole thing was bad. I try not to forget it, but every night I talk about it. And I agree with you. Most of you are good parents. Unfortunately, maybe low income, maybe a disaster struck, or there's troubles with your spouse, or where the case may be, you've fallen short and your children were unnecessarily taken because they weren't in danger. The only time children are taken is when they're in danger, such as being, physically manhandled by someone in the home, or fighting takes place or something like that. That's danger. A child should be taken. But most of you surrender your child, not thinking twice about it. You let them in your home. They roam through your home trying to find something. because they don't necessarily have all they have to complain against you. Now, this government entity that I call the child protection system is found in every county in every state. It's worldwide. And my audience is worldwide. I have 23 countries, including the United States. I have all 50 states that have talked to me on this live stream, including the District of Columbia. And I do have some calls from other parts of the world, like Africa and London, England. And of course, Canada. I have many calls from Canada. But I'm here to help you. I'm here to analyze what is bugging you or what's going on. And you can tell me. You can tell me and I can help you. A little bit of quick history. The Child Protection Agency was founded in 1962 by Congress, who mandated that social services create a group of social workers to monitor our children for abuse and neglect. And the way they do the monitoring is that they have the professional people are mandated by law to report any abuse or neglect, like a fireman, a policeman, a doctor, or a nurse, a counselor, a teacher, a principal, a caregiver. People that work with children professionally are mandated by law to report neglect and abuse. They also study it, so they're pretty good about it. And 75% of the time when they call in, it's true. There's probably only 25% where it isn't. But with lay people, it's a 50-50. A lot of lay people use it as a way to get the spouse away from the children, as a way to rat on somebody that backfires in the face. You never want to call CPS. You don't want to call the police. If you're in trouble or there's an emergency, call 911. It's a public record and they record everything. Certain police and CPS will suddenly lose information. So with the public record, you won't have to, you can prove that you did call in and who you talked to and so forth. They'll alert the appropriate people. They come to your home, there's no law that says you have to open up or let them in your home or give your children or even talk to them. And you don't want to. You want to have an attorney present. You want to get your attorney. Telling them if you run into them outside is that you just say that, hey, look, I got my attorney. This is a legal matter. When my attorneys arrive, we'll talk. And never want to meet at the office or in your home. You need to meet someplace as public record like the library, Starbucks, or McDonald's. There you can record them. It's very important you record everything that they do. Now, one way of interacting with this live stream is to text me a question or a comment. Text me a question or a comment. All you do is text a message, either in a comment form or a question form, and it should pertain to CPS. Please state your first name. Now, a lot of you have names that are very hard to read on YouTube or Facebook. So please state your first name and your city or county and the state and country. And what I mean by country is people that are outside the United States should put their country. Then tell me about your CPS case from the beginning to where you're at. And you can text a message. My phone number, you can text a message in chat and I can read it. Right now, I don't see anybody yet. All we have is the room chat that comes from different rooms. Right now, we have the reality series, CPS, the horror stories. There's some good information and read what you see. Now, another way of interacting with this podcast is be a guest. I'd love to have you be a guest. If you're a guest on my live stream, all you have to do is email my show producer. She will put you on. Her name is Grace, and its email is grace@vincentwdavis.com with the date and time you want to be on our show. Now, it can be either a Saturday morning show, a Friday night show, a Wednesday morning show, a Thursday night, whatever day of the week and whatever time, just say morning or evening. and she'll send you the link. The link will get you onto StreamYard, and you're all set. If you have any bounced off, use the link again. It's good for the show. And she'll go over the rules, what you can say and not say, and so forth, like eating and smoking. You're not allowed to do that. Also, the use of names. We don't want to use names, especially of the children. But she'll help you with the technical aspects, how to adjust your camera and video and audio. She's really good about high-tech stuff. And I really thank Grace for being our show producer. Now, I said that you can text me a message. Now you can be a guest. I can take 9 of you. Now I'm going to put my phone number up. That's right. You can call me, 626-698-0990. And I gladly talk to you. I gladly talk to you. One moment, please. I have to step away from the screen for just 30 seconds. I'll be right back. I'm back, and I stepped away, but I'm right back. Now, my phone is live, 626-698-0990. And if you are a guest on my show or call me on the phone, you get rewarded. You get a free Zoom consultation with Mr. Davis. That means free. And you can talk to him for 15 minutes at no charge. And he'll help you with all your questions. Just make your list and make the number one position, just number it, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you ask them in that order. So you get your answers. You get your answers. Now, a couple of things I want to mention to you while you're in this room here is that we have a website, and the website for Vincent W. Davis is put up right now on the screen. It's https:// www.vincentwdavis.com. Go to that website. You learn a lot about the law firm, about Mr. Davis, and so forth. Welcome, Jade Coronado. Is Jade Coronado in Reno, Nevada? I remember you from the last time. Welcome, Jade. I'm so glad you joined our room. So that's the main website there for the law offices of Vincent W. Davis. Now I have another interesting website. It's the stand.store. That's where you get the newest guide out called the Grandparents Guide. It's step-by-step procedure of how to adopt your grandchildren. Grandparents have rights too. And it's a good book. It's $9.99. And you go to this website, Stand Store, to purchase it. Or you can call in to the number of the office, 888-888-6582, and tell reception that Bob Pace sent you and get the book there. It's $9.99. Now, I do have a discount on it. If you use my discount code of PACE, P-A-C, all capitalized with number 50 after it, you'll get 50% off, less than $5. So it's a good deal, and you should look into it, especially everybody, parents and grandparents and people from all different states can look at that. Now we have another comment that came in. Haley Dean. Great. I'd love to have a question. I'd love for you to ask me. Could you tell me, Haley Dean, where you're located? What part of the world are you? So we have a new person, Haley Dean, and we have Jade from Reno, Nevada. And so we're starting to have our regulars come into the room. Now, I told you about my phone number and being a guest. In both ways, you'll qualify for a free 15-minute private consultation with Mr. Davis. But if you want 30 minutes, I got a special deal. For $60, you can use your credit card and get a private Zoom consultation with Mr. Davis. All you have to do is go to the website and answer a couple questions. It's up there on the screen, Canley.com, APPTSVWD / Bob And you can get 30 minutes for $60. Now, his rate normally is $500 an hour. And his retainer for LA County, he starts off with $5,000 retainer. Now, if you're different parts of the country or the state, it goes up because there's per diem now he has to cover. For instance, in Georgia, it's $125,000, but that includes per diem, the airfare, the ground transportation, the hotel accommodations, and the food while he's there. Those are his expenses that he has to put in there. Now I'm going to put my number back up because I think I pretty much have covered everything. There's my number, 626-698-0990. So please call in. It's available right now. Haley Dean is from New York. Well, welcome. What part of New York are you from? I have a lot of people in the show from New York. If you were in jail if you're in jail and you voluntarily gave up your rights, is there a way to get your custody back? Well, first of all, I have no idea what you're doing in jail. You got to explain to me what criminal offense did you do? Now, CPS doesn't send people to jail. CPS make allegations in neglect and abuse. So if you got a criminal charge that puts you in jail, then the police or the sheriff must have done something. So what were you charged with criminally? And I can try to help you there. Hornell, New York. Okay, I'm glad you told me that. Hornell, New York. And why would you give up your custody right if you're in jail? The custody rights are part of CPS, and that would have nothing to do with your criminal case. What were you charged? What criminal were you charged? You violated probation. Okay, there's something going on besides child protection services. You have some other criminal matter in your background. And well, I was in jail for violation of probation. Okay, you already have a ding against you because why did you violate probation? Usually people don't do that because it's very serious. What happened to you, Haley? And I will try to help you out. Haley is from Hornell, New York. And we have Jade Coronado from Reno, Nevada in my room. So can you tell me more? And maybe you could call Haley at 626-698-0990. You'll be able to explain yourself. Plus, you get a free 15-minute consultation with Mr. Davis, one of the big attorneys, for free. Now, you say because they were trying to terminate my rights because I was in jail. No, they don't terminate your rights because you're in jail. That's a separate issue. I was criminally charged with beating up my ex with a glass paper raid. Okay, now it's making sense. You're starting to fill it in there. You had domestic violence, including physical harms to your spouse. That's why they want to give up your parental rights, because they think you're in danger to the kids. They think you'd be in danger. If you beat up your wife with the paperweight, that is bad. You don't want to do physical harm against your wife or your children, because that could lead you to doing anger against your children. That's why they want to terminate your rights. So it's now coming together pretty good. Now, you were pregnant. Okay. Was the wife pregnant and the husband did the paperweight? I am so confused here. Oh, we have another child from another relationship. Okay. That's why I wish you'd call in. It's so easy to talk to you. This is 626-698-0990. I'd love for you to call in. Now you have another child. Now, am I talking to Haley, the mom, or am I talking to Haley, the dad? Which person am I talking to? I assume if you're pregnant, you must be the mom. Jade from Reno, Nevada says, Washoe County. If I already have told my case from the beginning to the end, and I have more questions, so do I have to? No, you don't have to tell your case if you already told it. I just can't remember it, but it's okay. What are your questions? And I'll try to help you there, Jade. And Haley, are you the father or the mother? And is the father the one that is criminally charged with beating up the ex with a paperweight? Or are you the mother? I mean, anyway, I'm trying to understand who you are, Haley D. Go ahead and ask your questions, Jade. Now, my number's up for any of you that want to call in at 626-698-0990. And I'd love to have you talk to. Also, if you talk or a guest on my show, you get a free 15-minute time of Vincent Davis in a private Zoom consultation. You can ask any questions. So we're waiting for Haley to answer some questions here. I think what she's saying is she was beat up with a paperweight while she was pregnant. And you still have joint custody because you're protecting your kids, I guess, somehow by putting your body in place of the paperweight. But is that the biological father of two children or one children? I think you have two children. I'm really confused. And I'm waiting for your questions, Jade. I'd love to have your questions. Hey, Happy Feet. It's okay if you're late. How did your session go with Mr. Davis? Weren't you supposed to talk to Mr. Davis today? This is Happy Feet from the San Diego area of California. It's okay. It's never too late to come to my show and talk. And I got a thumbs up. Thank you for the emoji. And that's from Annette Yursak Cisney. Thank you very much for the thumbs up. I appreciate that. I appreciate all the support you guys can do there. We're waiting for Haley Dean to answer some more questions about her case, and for Jade, who has more questions about her case too. All right, Julie from Reno, Nevada. I got an answer from Vincent Davis, but didn't have funds at the time for the step-by-step guide. How do I find that again? Okay, first of all, the step-by-step guide, if you're talking about the grandparents' guide to adopting their grandchildren, it's only $9.99. And if you use my discount code of PACE, all capital letters, PACE 50, you get it for half off, less than $5. Is that what you're talking about, Happy Feet, the guide to the step parents' guide for getting back to adopting their children? Is that what you're talking about? And Haley, you say you're the mother. Okay. So there was domestic violence from one of the fathers. Now, I think you said you have two children, two different fathers. So the man that was arrested was that the first foster or the second foster of the children? I think you said you have two children. Good evening. You've reached Bob Pace on the live stream tonight. And how can I help you?
Well, good evening. I've been listening to you for a long time. I've had a lot going on to kind of prevent me from calling in, but today's on blast. So
okay. And who do I have the pleasure? Who do I have the pleasure of talking to?
Amy Albrecht.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Amy Albrecht.
Okay, have you been on my show before?
Nope.
Okay, well, welcome. And what part of the world are you from?
Illinois.
Okay, and what city or county are you from?
Rock Island County.
Okay, there's a lot of things been happening in that kind of the country there, so I'm glad to have you here. And what is your CPS story?
Well, my CPS story goes all the way back to my childhood.
Okay.
So I have like a really long, broad view of this whole situation with 40 plus years involved in it.
So now, you were once in foster care, right?
Yes, I was in. Well, actually, my mother, she did a lot of sick, bizarre abuses. One of the most traumatizing, I suppose, is the injection. That she gave me injections, and then she took me to Chicago, 11, 12, 13. I was dumped off on a Russian doctor in an institution where no other little kids were. I really can't talk too much about those memories because just horrifying, sick things.
Were you under the doctor's order to get injections?
No.
Why did your mother give you injections? Just
To
against.
disable me. She also poured bleach down my throat. She did all kinds of things. She
good.
she destroyed my dad.
Well,
in
did
that
they
divorce.
did they get a hold of CPS back then?
Finally, when I was 13, in 1983 is when I went in Chicago. And in 1984, all the staff changed. All of a sudden there was a new redheaded, goateed Dr. Charles there. They wanted to know if I knew who I was. And I did, and he was able to locate my grandma. My local Rock Island County came and got me from Chicago. And instead of placing me with my grandma or my dad, they put me in foster care and group homes, and I ran away to my real dad. But I have an urgent matter that is happening right now. This just will not quit. This has targeted my entire life.
Oh, dear.
And
The
instant issue, it's actually a 5-year that's been going on. But I have an order right now put on me until December 31st of 2099 at 10 a.m.
Okay.
2099.
That's a long time ago. That's 25, 26 years ago.
No, 2099 is 76 years from now.
Oh, I don't have my math right. I'm sorry. Can you tell me the year when that first, you said 2099 or?
That is when the current order, because, so let's just forget about my childhood temporarily.
Okay. That sounds terrible for your childhood. I'm so sorry.
Right. I understand my whole story very well also.
Mm-hmm.
And the current issue is I moved back to Illinois.
Okay.
And my nephew came on the news. And this is 2020. When he comes on the news, he's terminal. I said, oh my God, where is he? Where's my sister? So I went looking, and I found out that somehow or another, my mother, and I'm not kidding you, this is all over my Facebook page. I've posted it all. Mm-hmm. Somehow, my mother walked into a court. Nobody noticed a mother or a father. And CPS was there. It's on the docket. So CPS and John and Linda Jones are in the court petitioning for guardianship of my nephew.
Okay.
No notice to either parent, and everybody just washes their hands, hurries up, and just signs them over to these two. That's it. Okay? He's dying. Okay? A few years later, he's terminal, allegedly terminal, which he is. He died. And so then I went to the benefit, and my mother came out and attacked me. And I knew instantly when she attacked me, I turned around and I said, my God, what have you done? What have you done? And I immediately knew I was going to need an attorney. I had already located the father to my nephew.
Okay.
And so immediately he'd already tried to reach out to his son as well, and had gotten threats.
All right.
He's a black guy, so this is like a really big deal. Okay. And my mom's going to attack him. And so the doctors, John Jones, doctor. And that's who my parents are. John didn't adopt me, but my sister and brother. So we immediately knew I was going to need the lawyers, police. I was going to have to go. I was getting toxicology reports. And where is my sister? That's what I want to know. I want to know where my sister is. So I talk to a lawyer. That's on March 10th of 2020. By March 11th, they declared, the COVID. And then the next thing I know, so I kept going. I went to that court 5 times, bringing them more background. And I was asking for a restraining order on my mother because I've already discovered at this point she's stolen my nephew. And so I'm like, I go to the police, I go to the court, I go to the sheriff, I go over. Everybody turned me away. And I motioned to the court. So April 1st, I walk into the courthouse, and this judge, Greg Chikris, is basically waiting for me. And he recognizes me. And he said, I just signed an order on you. And I said, well, but you can't do that. See, this guy dated my mom. The judge had dated my mother. And I told him, I said, you can't do this. I think my mom is murdering my nephew.
Oh, geez.
And he just, right. And he turned to me and said, well, that's what you believe. And I thought, my God. And he just signed this OP on me. So, and this is on April 2nd. I go in, and I'm going into the court with a more thorough background because I actually still have childhood records. I have records of a lot of my childhood, and I have records of where my mother literally, I married a soldier. I was very blessed. I did well in life. I married a soldier. I moved away, moved out of state, moved on with my life. Of course, everybody has some complications, but I moved on with my life. And my mother would come to every state that I lived in and harass me somehow. She'd call CPS on me in South Carolina. She went to Arkansas. And that is just a whole nother long story of its own. I knew Senator Schaefer because my mother ultimately did take my children. She assisted taking my children after my late husband died. That's a whole nother long story. Let me go back to my sister. So I go into the court and I do all that. And then ultimately, I proved that my nephew had been kidnapped. Now my sister, I find out where my sister is. Okay, so finally, March 27th, I find out where my sister is. I get the court paper. I've been served this OP. April. No, I hadn't been served the OP yet. I find out where my sister is, and I call my sister. And she's up in this institution in Chicago. Of course she is. That's what her mother's always wanted to do with us. And the first thing she does is she says, Sissy, you've got to hear how this happened to me. And I was like, oh, my God. And so she told me that how this started was she actually gave birth to another child, and our parents made her give birth at home. And she doesn't know to this day if they killed the baby. My suspicion is they gave it up for adoption, because why else put a 2099 order on me that includes a gag? Because everybody wants me to shut up, but they took my sister's baby straight from her womb and just what? We don't know what happened. Julie has given me the father's name. I'm gotten to the point where I'm like, I don't even know if my life is in danger because these people are crazy. It's been the craziest thing. And I have all this evidence, just tons of evidence. And then the judge, she told me, I asked her, I said, what gives you the right to violate my freedom of speech and my rights? And she said, the law allows me to, ma'am. And that, pardon me?
Yes, I said, okay, I acknowledge what you're saying.
Yeah, that's in a transcript. I posted it on my page.
Okay.
But the law allows her to violate me like this.
All right.
And it just really goes on and on. And I finally hired a lawyer. And there was a court hearing recent. So this I'm just moving into the real recent stuff. Now, at one point there was a hearing, and myself and my mother and her attorney were present, and the judge. And I told the judge whatever it was. I was telling her what I thought, and very calmly. I've always been very respectful. And I said, whether anybody's going to do anything about it or not, my mother likely needs arrested for murder. And my mother jumps up, lunges across her attorney, and says, me. Her attorney says, shut up, Linda. And so I ordered this transcript, and that part is missing. And when the transcriptionist gave it to me, I had to buy it, she said, I would have had it ready for you when you were here the other day, but my boss edited it.
That is wrong.
Okay.
That's wrong. You could take it to higher authorities and make a complaint. That's hiding the evidence. That's wrong.
Right, and I've been doing this.
Okay.
I can do paralegal work. I understand all that. Look, I appealed. I went to the Supreme Court. I ran down to the FBI because you transcript. And why is the judge covering for my mother? Why would they do this? And I don't understand. I don't understand how they live with themselves. That's what I don't understand. I really think that the judge that I'm dealing with, just like the one that dated my mom, I think that she was one of my guardian ad litem when I was a child. I remember her. I remember the name. And so I tried to tell her this. Why are you biased against me? She posted on the obituary, knowing that me and the dad wanted an autopsy. When my nephew died, he died on the 19th of December. The judge posted on social media publicly, apparently to our parents, on December 22nd, and myself and the father were not even noticed he was gone until the 23rd. So the judge successfully blocked autopsy. In fact, I'm assuming she was notified so that they could get the cremation order. And if you have nothing to hide, why cremate the body? Why not let us have the autopsy, have the toxicology report? My sister, she almost injected to death. My sister said she couldn't walk or talk for a year once she got into Chicago. And and all they want to do is lie.
It's okay. I know it's really hard to talk about it. So you're doing fine. You're doing fine. So where you at on your case? Where are you at?
Well, the other attorney in January motioned to compel me to admit that the transcript was accurate, and it was not accurate. So I denied that. And my attorney told me that I didn't need to be at that hearing, that nothing was going on. And it was my first day. I do taxes, so seasonally speaking, it was my first day back to the season. I had written down my answers, so I thought everything was fine. And I just found out today, because he's basically avoided answering me, because I've asked, what happened, and all he does is scream at me. So I've had enough of his screaming. I've had enough of all of this. And, I'm just going to talk about it publicly, because what else do you do? These people are...
Go on. These people are what?
These people are so corrupt. They're just so corrupt.
Yeah, I know they are. They've always been corrupt.
And I just, I know. So where we're at right now is I fired my attorney, and because he lied. He went in there and admitted that those transcripts are accurate when they're not. They're not accurate.
Okay.
And what he should be doing is filing to get the audio video.
Okay.
That's what he should. And he's lied to me about a lot of other things too. So.
Yeah. Well, one thing's good. Yeah. You can talk to my attorney, Vincent Davis, because you called in. You're eligible for a 15-minute private Zoom call with Mr. Davis, and you can ask more technical questions to him.
Okay.
All you would have to do is text me your name and your email and your phone number, your full name, your email, and your phone number. And you text it to the number you just called in. That's 626-698-0990. And I'll verify
Okay.
it, and I'll send you over to my show producer, Grace, who will set up with Vincent Davis, and you have a private 15-minute Zoom conference with him. Also, you need to arrange your questions in advance and prioritize them. So you put the most important question at the top, and then you just ask away. He's a professional attorney. He once was in foster care as a small child. He is renowned. He's a pit bull of attorney. He is trained in juvenile law, family law, and dependency law. And he's fought CPS and got back thousands of kids. He's also did civil lawsuits, and he's won millions of dollars against CPS from people violating their constitutional right and parental rights and so forth and civil rights.
Right. I don't even know what to ask. The same.
Well, no,
like I
you
told
got
you,
time. It's going to take you about a week. When you give me your name and everything, I hope you do it right away, and then it takes about a week to schedule the private Zoom meeting.
Okay. Well, like I said, my story's a long story, so I might as well just add this so that you know. These same courts, these same people, I filed a federal lawsuit in 2011, and I won in 7th Federal Court of Appeals.
Okay, good.
I won. Wait a minute, you got to hear the rest of the story.
All
right. I won in the 7th Federal Court of Appeals, and I won on my 8th Amendment right. They bullied me and badgered me into taking a plea for 3 years. Okay, so I pled no contest. They never did get guilty out of me because I wasn't guilty. But I couldn't fight them. I was running out of money, everything. Anyway, it's a long story. So I pled no contest, and I took a 3-year sentence that they held me 8.5 years on. That was proven in the 7th Federal Appellate Court. Judge Posner, Fromm, and Rovner, Posner giving the dissent, reversed and remanded for trial. Now, within a month of that reversal and remand, there's a man a prosecutor in Chicago by the name of Robin Crabb. So he takes a job at the patent bar in Virginia and literally makes a beeline for my attorney and takes my attorney's patent bar and my attorney's Pennsylvania license. Now that was, oh my God, 6 years ago now, and he was only suspended for 3 years, but when he had his hearing in front of the Pennsylvania bar in 2023, they tried to force, I got the transcript, they tried to force him to say he was wrong for helping me, and he refused. And so they've continued his suspension. That being said, I was remanded, like I said, reversed and remanded, 7th Federal Court of Appeals, and the lower court judge dismissed me again, even on the reverse.
Wow.
Which a lot of people have said they didn't even think she could really do that.
Right.
And so I went back up in front of appeals again, a second time. Amy Coney Barrett denied me, and I took it all the way to the Supreme Court. I actually got a docket number, and literally the week before I was on the docket, they declared the COVID. And I got a weird letter from a clerk, and I didn't get an order. I made the docket. I thought they had to give me an order if I got the docket number, but neither here nor there, I did not.
Okay.
I was actually wanting to walk away from all of it, right? I'm done. And then my nephew comes on the news, and it's been 5 more years entangled with these same people for 40 years. I can't, and then what worries me the most is they've taught these younger ones all the tricks of their trade, how to do it. I mean, most of them are dying off or retiring, but they've already, what have they done to this younger generation? And if somebody doesn't stand up, if I don't do this, if I don't get this known in Illinois and at the assembly, then we're just going to keep doing this. Some of these judges need to be set up as examples that, no, you don't violate their rights. That's not law.
Yes, I understand.
So I just thought I would let you know, when I say I've been entangled in this, embroiled in this for 40 years, I mean it. I mean, I was supposed to, Nancy Schaefer and I have all kinds of communications between me and her. Linda Collins, her husband, that I just can't even, that's another long story, and I still can't understand why in the world, when you have a dead senator that's supposedly knifed to death, do you not investigate the estranged ex-husband?
Well, yeah, there's a lot of stories about Nancy Schaefer. She was an advocate of fighting CPS. She was murdered at an age of 75. So I know she was a good person. Now, I have to, Amy, hold on a second here. I got like 5 people that come in since you're talking. I need to say hello to them. Hello, S. Jarrett. And she said, hello, Amy. And then Daniel Watt is saying hello and how are you? And she's from Georgia. And she's asked me how I'm doing. And she was both on her Facebook and her YouTube thing. And we're hanging in there. And then Margaret King says, good evening. So these are my regular people that come in and join you. And they're here to help you and help me and help out with your case and whatnot. So what would you like me to, what question do you have for me? Or what would you like me to do here, Amy?
Well, I'm not sure that I thought about that, but I just have to do something. And I, really, my sister needs me. That's I guess in my heart, in most of us victims' hearts, the only thing we can think clearly on is that my sister needs me.
Okay. All right.
These people that have done this corruption, I mean, it's right on my public Facebook. One of the most, in the last year, one of the motions was titled Dewey Jones Deceased. That felt very threatening to me.
That does sound very threatening.
And I have it. It's posted on my Facebook. It's all public.
Yeah. Because
they've scared me enough. They've scared me. They threatened me with jail. Sheriff Bustos said he would not put me in his jail, but we have a different sheriff now, so who knows? I mean, these people, they know what's going on. They don't not know.
Right. Understood.
So, I think some of them need set as an example, and this kind of thing should not continue. And I'm a reasonable person, and I literally have a curse placed on me until 2099. That is insane. And it's partially a gag. I'm not supposed to talk disparagingly about the judicial until I'm dead, 128 years old.
Okay.
That's crazy. That's what part of the order says that I can't speak disparagingly about the judicial.
Right.
So, if I can find some help, I know that, I've made a record of this. Like I said, I've done a lot of paralegal work myself, only this has just came out. I don't know. I don't know how dangerous these people are. I mean, will they kill me? I don't know.
Yeah, it's,
when they think,
it is tough out there. I agree with what you're saying.
I will text that to you immediately. I'm not real good at looking at my phone while I'm talking because
that's fine.
I have to have it to
all you have to do is text me your full name and your email and your phone number to 626-698-0990. I'll verify that you talked on the show. I'll send it over to my show producer, Grace, who will set up a meeting with Mr. Davis and you approximately about a week out. And he'll have 15 minutes with you on a private Zoom, and you just make your list of questions and ask away. Try to prioritize your questions so you get the first ones answered first. He is not a clock watcher. He'll put you at ease, but he's one of the best attorneys in the world, and he can answer your questions. So put legal kind of questions to ask him. Very specific, the legal questions, and that should help you. Now, I'm noticed on my time right now, we're getting slowly approaching 8 o'clock, and my show is done.
Thank you so much for what you do. Thank you so much. I'll watch you all the time.
Okay. And I am so thrilled to have you, and I'm here for you. And that's why I'm on here twice a day, 7 days a week. so that people, when they get a chance to talk, they can call in and so forth. I want to thank Margaret King from Kern County, California, for dropping in. She has hired Mr. Davis, and he's helping her with her case. Daniel Watt, who has came in from her YouTube page and her Facebook page, thank you so much for coming in, Daniel. And she was once my host here. She's from Georgia. She's a single mom. She finally got her son back at the age of 19, and she is, I think she is now has adopted our guardianship of her son because he's special needs, and her brother has special needs. So she's a remarkable woman to take care of her brother and her son. So those are two people that she's busy there. And I have S. Jarrett, and she's been coming in lately too. There's Happy Feet down in San Diego, who has her daughter that wanted to talk, and maybe you can talk again tomorrow, Happy Feet. I'm on again at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. And Haley Dean is the mother from New York. And I'm so glad that she dropped in, and she had some questions. Jade is from Reno, Washoe County in Nevada, and she has been in here before. And so Haley had a really bad case. And Haley is from Hornell, New York. So I think that takes care of all the people that came in tonight. And I want to thank all my listeners out there. When the show repeats itself, you listen to it again, know I care. And I'm only a simple time away. You can be on me twice a day, once at night, once in the morning. And you can go to Facebook and find me, Fight CPS Bob Pace. I'll list you the show times and then log into them. So God bless you all. And again, thank you, Amy, for opening up. And please keep fighting for your kids. Don't forget to not fight for them. And this is Bob Pace signing off to 10 o'clock.